Welcome to this video, and in this video we will be looking at how to connect our Access database in Visual Basic using the data source wizard launcher. Right, so in our previous video we looked at how we can do this by writing a code to get our database in Visual Basic. What we are doing today is not going to require any coding. So we are going to follow 3 simple steps to get this done. Right, and this is on Access database. After this, we can also try using my SQL server to get this done, right? So let's look at the 3 steps we are going to follow. Then we can dive into our Visual Studio and see how we can get it done. So the first thing is to open the data sources window. Then you configure your data source connection. Then you finally select the database tables and bind them to your form. And then you do some few things and you can have your data being shown on your form. Right, so let's get into Visual Studio. Let's create a new project. And remember, when it comes to creating the project, when we were doing the other method where we used a program to get our database to show, we use Windows Form app. But then we also mentioned if you want to do the other way where you are not going to write any code, you have to go with the .NET framework. All right, so let's select this. If you don't have it in your recent project template, you can type it here and make sure it's having Visual Basic. So put your filter on Visual Basic and then you can search for it. So let's go ahead and create a new project for this using the .NET framework. All right, so I have my project here. I'm going to adjust this. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, so the next thing is to get your data source, right? So how do we get the data source? You come to View on the menu, View, then you come to Other Windows. From Other Windows, you can come to Data Sources, right? So click on Data Sources and you should have this. If you do not use the .NET framework, you are going to have something else. Yeah, so that's why you have to make sure you are selecting the .NET framework version. So click on Add New Data Source. From there, we are using a database. So you can select the database and come to Next, another Next, and you can come to New Connection. And New Connection, you can select the database you are using. So we are using Access. We are going to stick to Microsoft Access file. Click on OK, and then you can select the file. So mine is in document database 2, and I'll click on Open. So from here you can give it a password or ignore the password, and you can do the test connection. And if you get this notification, test connection succeeded, that means everything is fine. You can go ahead, click on OK, come to Next. You can click on Yes and another Next. So this gives you gives you the opportunity to select the tables, the columns you want to see, right? So we have this table, the contact table, and then the settings table. So let's check this, and then it's going to select everything for us. So click on Finish. Yeah, so this gives us our data source. You can click on the arrow here to expand your database. So let's expand this. This is the table name. This gives us the columns we have on the table. So click on the table name and drag it onto your form. Just that, and it's automatically going to give you the data grid. All right, so then again you can adjust this to however you want it to be, and that should be it. If we have any errors, we can look at how to fix that. Let's run this. All right, so most at times you would have this error on your first try. So we can close this, and this is how you can solve this. Let's stop this and get back to our form. Come to the solution explorer and right click on your solution, your name or anything there, and then click on properties. And then from properties, come to console. From console, we are going to change the target CPU to either times 86 or 64. Any of them that's going to work for us. So first of all, I'm selecting the 64, and then I'm going to run this again and see if it will work. All right, so 64 is working for us. You can change it to times 86 and see if that works for you. So that is also going to get our database showing on our form, and that will basically be it. Yeah, very simple. So this is doing it with Access database, right? It's very simple. In the next video, we are going to look at how we can do this using SQL Server. All right. Yeah. So like the video, subscribe, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section, and do well to share the video with your friends.